ridiculous stuff. And Movistar Riders start off on the CT side. Sprout on the T side have gotten very aggressive on outside, able to take this hell control away from the CT side. And Steel and Co might actually, him and Smooya might be pincered in because Faven, the man we were just talking about, is pushing from that T side. A great little flank comes in, great little angle pulled off, but Steels manages to get one and manages to back away, though I don't think he can go much further than this.
This has not been the greatest start, you could say, for Movistar Riders. Mopos is trying to cling to life as he gets tagged down to just 33 HP. Dennis was ridiculous. I think he got 20, I want to say 21, 22 kills on the T side of this map, was just running around finding entry kills pretty much every single round. Saw could not cope with him, and that's one thing I'm thankful for. We didn't get Shock versus Shox.
I was going to say.
No offense, Shock. Oh, okay. Faven is going to go down. Oh, no. Oh, what? That's the bomb. They've just hand-delivered him the bomb. Cressy. Oh, no. That is a huge mistake, and they're going to win the round. We were sort of joking about things, but Shox's position, a little bit risky. Like it's one that basically, if somebody runs around that corner, he needs a multi-frag. I guess he feels comfortable because of how aggressive Steel is, and would just fade back through his own smoke. Dennis, though, taking that space outside again. But he's actually going to lose a teammate on the cross. And Smooya, well, he's having a battle with Steel, who's going to be taking all of those fights. And eventually, they end up tag teaming the remaining two, leaving Cressy trying to fix the mistakes of last round.
Looks like this should be over, though. Steel lined up. Cressy able to at least get the first kill, but Smooya's going to lock things down. A nice little early 3K for Smooya as well, talking about the offers he
have that skill within them. So we're going to see the flashes being popped over. Cressy's actually going to be the one to go in first. Mopos is almost just burnt to death. He's just about surviving in the corner. Eventually goes down through the smoke. And there is those entry fraggers, one by one.
I've been able to have like all 5 players left alive in multiple rounds. Really trying to build up that economy, which as we've seen so far is going to be very important for their team. But even so, it's not like Sprout have been able to take lower control or really gain any more ground than they already had before.
You're kicking things off. This is that 1-2 punch again. The Brazilian and the Brit hand in hand once more, and they make that cleanup look way too easy. I thought there was at least going to be a bit of a brawl between the others, but that first shot taken by Smooya, Spiddy, of course, just left behind to try and catch off the rotations. It seemed like they were going to try and get Faven down the vent, and then that would be the sort of like...
Hey guys, looking for a right place to buy skins? Then go check out Skin Baron. At Skin Baron, you can buy skins way cheaper than on Steam Marketplace. For example, you wanna buy M and Bayonet Crimson Web. On Steam, you would have to pay at least $400, while on Skin Baron, you can get the same knife and pay only $300, saving $100 for another cool skin. Also, Skin Baron is super easy to use. Simply select the skin you wanna buy, add it to the cart, and proceed to checkout. Select your payment method, there are many, but I use GTA because then you can choose your region, and use credit cards, PayPal, web money, or even Bitcoin. Once you bought the skin, you'll get a trade offer in less than a minute. Link to the Skin Baron is in the description below.
They should know about this. I have a funny feeling that at this point they definitely don't. Steel should be dead to rights, although the angle he's opted to take is definitely an interesting one. Slacks is probably going to come around the corner, and they're not going to see him! Steel's going to do so much damage, eventually gets put down, and Smooya is actually caught by Dennis. It was almost like a sacrifice. Okay, I may not have saved my teammate, but at least I did take down the danger man. Mopos already rotating in, but the bomb will be planted. It's been a weird round, that's for sure, but some very low HP players. Mopos is going to go in as bait, but Shox is the one to land the shot. Alex also trading things out, and now Faven. He's left low, 34 HP. First kill goes his way without a problem, but now it's the two clutch players against each other, and the German comes out on top once again. 4-4, Sprout this time just scraping through the round.
Oh, but he can't hit the shot. He's forced to back away, and at least they know Dennis is here. They already assume it as they go in towards main, and Spitty on top of main gets the kill into Alex. The side going to be overwhelmed, and Mopos just hiding behind the vent. Will they even look to clear this angle is my question.
Somehow Smooya is still able to do a lot of damage. Normally an AWP on this sort of retake can't really do too much. Flax, not quite with the weaponry he'd be hoping for, and it's a tag and almost a kill. Only 3 HP remaining for Mopos. Faven smells his prey, and again, he's going to be there to close out the round. A little bit closer than I'm sure they would have liked, and Smooya putting up a good fight here and there, but it mainly comes down to the timing of it. I think Smooya might be dead here. Again, Dennis just seems to gain so much ground without anybody realizing. Smooya dropping into the site might keep him alive a little bit longer, and there's the free kill you mentioned. However, Spiddy is not going to have anything more of that. Mopos, he has a decision to make. A 1v2 very much workable, but with only 30 HP, he almost needs someone to make a bit of a silly mistake. And with 40 seconds left, it's not going to come down to timing, or at least time. Now, they're going to drop the bomb down. Give that over to Dennis, as he will plant it in a safe position. Spiddy. Oh, actually, he's picked not such a safe position. Obviously, unusually, they did manage to win themselves the pistol, so that does boost what we're currently witnessing. But to have 6 rounds on the T side, definitely not bad on a map like Nuke. Steal once again. Gonna try and get a little bit aggressive. It does seem as well that when they only have pistols, they do like to try and pressure ramp. Quite common. You'll even see that in your sort of matchmaking games, mainly because it's the easiest place to get close to your opponents. He's done so much damage. Finally, he is rewarded with a kill. And actually comes out with 4 there. That's very surprising. I thought 2, maybe 3 at a push, but
the amount of damage he did, like you said, it had to be insane. Oh my god. Mopaz, chill, bro. Bring her around the rosy with the smoke. And Mopaz will close it out for his 13th kill here in this first half. 7-6.
What we've seen from him previously. Definitely someone that can step up to the plate, but well, let's see. Faven, can he get past the XM? Oh, this is the ugliest fight. And he does. No XM kill today, and actually another kill coming in elsewhere. Smooya, though, is just running riot. It seems like anyone that walks into his crosshair normally ends up dead, and there's another 3rd kill in this round. 15th kill for the CT side of Nuke, and Steel is there to close. A resurgence from Movistar Riders in the latter stages of this round, as they
I do like the adaptation. Adaptation maybe isn't the right word, but the way that Movistar, for 2 rounds in this half, have gotten aggressive towards the outside. First time they actually fell back. I'm going to have to hold on to that point because it looks like the T's are just going to be overwhelmed here. Sku knows there's 1 player close, 1 player far, and he can't hit the shot, unfortunately, but at least shox will be there to help assist. And now Dennis, the last alive in a 1-on-2. Maybe, just maybe, to get the round for Sprout, but that's going to be Steel pushing up ramp like he does. And Movistar will indeed take the 9-6 half.
I almost want to say, like, adaptive Movistar work throughout. Like, they would completely change their strategy in every single round. Like, sometimes it would be Steel and Smooya pushing on the ramp. Sometimes they would have aggression outside. Sometimes you would even have a peek coming out of the hut just to try and catch players off guard. But then there'd be a round where they don't push anything and they just stay passive and wait. And I like those adaptations because it's very, very hard to play against. And it didn't really seem to backfire too often either. So good job from them, but now they have to strut their stuff on the T side. You're going to get the booty jumps coming in, show your back to your opponent, and get yourself a little bit of extra space. You know, you're trying to distract them. That's how I play Counter-Strike, because everybody's looking at that cake.
Cake. T side looking overwhelmed the site, and it looks like Steel and Alex will be enough to do so. I mean, to be fair, I think there's a couple ideas, right? Because if you're back to the enemy, it's a lot harder to hit a headshot.
Hit him.
Yeah. And then
I prefer that he's showing off the cake.
Oh yeah, you're looking at that badunkadunk just bounce up in the air. I can only imagine what's going through the heads of a player. And
that's the true Spanish flair. Well, let's put it that way.
Hey, I know quite a few Spanish guys that have a luxurious butt, so I wouldn't be surprised.
They've already gone past, but at the same time, him being here could be a problem. I'm more interested in whether or not Smooya is going to check it, but it might not matter too much because his teammate falling is going to have to be some pretty good timing here from Dennis as he looks to wrap around the corner, spots the first. That's the bomb on the deck. However, shox is very quick to trade things back out, making sure that the chances are slim. Sure, there's a man over towards the ramp, so they do have to be a little bit careful with this plant. And Steel, oh dear, aggressive pushes once again, turning things into a 3v2 situation. Cressy also tagged, and more importantly, Mopaz has come around on the flank.
Well, Faven's had a couple of good clutches so far, but 1-on-3 with the bomb already down. He's just going to back off. I do want to point out, start of that round 4 in the second half. Smooya, shox, Alex all have over 5k, and Smooya has an op. In round 4, insane the amount of money they're able to make in these rounds so far and how clean these rounds have mostly gone for them. But like you said before, if Sprout loses this first buy-up round, we're looking at 14-6 before they get their second full buy-up. And they're going to have to channel what Movistar did in their round 3 with these.
Now, Slacks, if he loses this duel, I feel like it's going to be almost like a domino effect, because him falling, sure, he gets one, but now they've got Heaven control, and this pretty much makes every single position that they're currently holding a horrific one. Shox is going to make things work for Cressy. Nice work from Spiddy, though. He actually manages to turn this back, because he kills the man in Heaven and drops the bomb up there as well, so somehow they managed to make this work. Maybe expecting there to be a take outside, but as of yet, it seems like they're setting up some flashes to potentially burst into A. However, it's only really Shox going for the peak, and, wow, the timing couldn't be worse for Dennis. He tries to cross as Alex is just waiting patiently. Steel now bursts through the smoke, and he spots out the second player as well. All Cressy can do is get one. It's left mainly onto Favin, and Spiddy finally makes his presence known, looks to try and deny the plant, and, well, he may succeed in that regard, but there's nothing more to be had. Good return to form from Movistar Riders, but...
And keeping that pressure on Sprout is actually looked to put pressure on the outside. Dennis here with Slacks. Dennis already been spotted. He's going to fall, but Slacks able to at least return the 1 kill. If I'm not mistaken, that's Mopaw's actually been able to get out through door, or at least be in Squeaky at the moment. And Slacks, he's in a very rough position. He's been spotted out. This should be a quick kill coming through. Oh, but Smooya gets caught looking the wrong way, and Alex wasn't there for the return frag. At least spots out a second player towards main. Gets the kill even while blinded up. He would expect Slacks, and, well, yes, he does. He gets the kill, puts things into a 1-on-1. This was a 1-on-3 as Spiddy's left alone, and all he has right now is the ump.
Spotting him out, and Alex trying to fake the steps as he goes for the peak, but Spiddy plays this perfectly. I don't know what it was that convinced him to stay. However, it looks like, again, the plan is to try and take deep control, but Smooya's going to be caught. Dennis, well, I'm sure he's got a grin on his face after how easy that first kill was, but he actually decides to go back for more, and Favin has caught off Shox as well. It's only Steel to respond at all, and he's not going to last long.
Good round here for Sprout. Much needed yet again. Even Mopaw's to himself in the MAC-10. Can't imagine he's going to get a whole lot done in this round. Maybe get the 1 kill. That's going to be on to Dennis. Cross back over to Red. Going to be well, stopped by Slacks. Movistar really trying to set things up, hoping for any aggressive plays. Slacks got to be so careful here. He misses the first shot. He's going to be overwhelmed. And they can't afford to have a player like him go down, especially with Mopaw's getting a frag at the exact same time. It looks like Cressy was going for the push inside of Hut. Instead, he will back away. And now the 5-on-3. Mopaw's still trying to catch him and rotating through. Movistar slowly do get that grass completely over the lower bomb site. Bomb now down. Fav and Cressy, Spiddy all going to need to go massive here. But at the same time, do you save it? They don't have the money to fully buy into the next round, and I can already see that. That's going to be the answer. Save and play for the overtime. Oh, Favin. Okay, well, he's not going to be so lucky. Cressy might not be so lucky either. Though I don't think they're going to expect another player to be under Marshmallow. There you go, Tom. But 1 round to go for Movistar and Sprout. They have a hell of a fight back. 5 rounds in a row with subpar weaponry. And to remind you guys once again, this is their map choice. Train to come up next. And we've seen Movistar have so many good games when it's come to train. Well, Alex is going to be the one to challenge there. I believe Steel as well. And taking their time, not really in a hurry to make the move on this round, trying to bait out any potential utility Sprout has. Depending on Shox now to hit the opener, flashbangs come through and Spiddy's completely bonded up, but he doesn't make any noise. Steel getting the kill into Dennis, opens up potentially the upper bomb site. With Spiddy following to Smooth with the op, the round might be over. The map might be over. Slacks at least able to respond onto 1, but they're still going to be down a man. They're still lacking a lot of key information, and Steel is looking to continue to push the issue on outside, and with Cressy missing that shot, going to put it all into Favin and Slacks in the 2-1-4.
Have a pretty damn good guess. Smoke going through, but it's a little bit deep. I don't think that smoke actually helps them too much, and if anything, the main one that sections things has to come a little bit later. Of course, with the amount of time, the CT side don't really have a choice but to try and push through it. Smooya even going to peek into the crosshair, but it doesn't matter. He's taken the head, and he'll be there to close things out as well. It's 16-10 for Movistar Riders. They do a good job in the first half and close it on their T side.
At least able to get some presence early on, force out some early utility. Maybe bait out a rotate or two. But all 5 members of Movistar Riders are here to play. 1 flashbang left to go in the hands of Steel. First one does open things up to force Spitty out of position, but Spitty's still going to hit the shots, and they look to wrap around lower as well.
Will be Smooya to bring things back in an after-plant position, although they haven't managed to take too many aggressive spots. Ooh, that is awkward for Faven. Normally somebody so crisp, but clean, and shox actually comes back to take that duel. The headshot connected. He should have been dead a long time ago, but luckily they have managed to clear out Cressy. Or Cressy's managed to clear out Mopos, I should say. The trade's going backwards and forwards. The kit retrieved, and now Steel, he's got to actually try and spam him through the smoke. It doesn't look like he's connecting. It's going to get defused right in front of his face. And it's a close round, but it is going to be won by the side of Sprout.
Now they should be able to overwhelm Dennis, as you can see him sitting behind as he switched over to the M4.
That's the bomb. The Steel's gone peeking in with it. They've had to try and use some utility to at least section him off. Smooya and Mopos, though, they've managed to turn this into a 2v2. Now, they know that the bomb is still open, and eventually Faven and Slacks combine.
Might be able to catch a player or 2 off guard. You can see Smooya is going to be on the AWP. Mopos pushing up as Dennis is going to be there to support. And there's Faven. Drops down behind them, gets 2 quick kills, switches up to the AK. Now Alex and Smooya are left alone with 50 seconds. I mean, there is a possibility they just go for the save here unless Smooya can hit a shot or 2. Don't want to give this op over to the CT side and allow them to have a double up set up with ease. And now Smooya is definitely left alone, and he's going to look for some kills here, at least able to get 1 onto Dennis. 35 seconds left to go. So a lot of time for him to potentially save on.
I'm quite surprised, actually. Just because of how much money they're going to have at the end of this round. Like, Cressy's going to easily break, like, that $10,000. So is...
And we can see him just really sitting far back. And Spitty, I mean, on the AUG is insane. Really didn't get to see much of it on the CT side of Nuke, but here comes the push in. Now we have a chance to see it here on Train. And it's gone.
Oh, the first time we see a proper take working out for Movistar Riders. The booty jiggle of Spitty on the ladder is not going to find enough. And then the other, well, just gets wrecked by the AWP of Smooya. See how sustainable that's going to be. And as said, for Sprout, this really isn't too much of a worry whatsoever. Plenty of finances available.
Early man advantage over to Sprout. Looks like the pressure's coming on to Smooya now as he's going to push this position. Not going to win the trade, though, as Dennis gets the kill. Mopos will at least be able to return the 1, so they open things up towards the outer bomb site. There's still so many players left to find, and they have no pressure from their own team coming in from main.
Oh, Cressy's stuck in the mud here. He has been spotted. It would only come down to timing for Mopos to not get this kill, and well, eventually Cressy will fall. It started so strong for Sprout with the opening picks, and Faven is going to continue on that same vein. 3v2 situation. Deal with the bomb in hand. Flashbang high and almost catches out Mopos. In fact, instead, they quickly turn it once again. A back and forth round with Spitty, now the last remaining. The B-site defender looking to try and rotate, and he will be able to pick off Mopos. It's left to him versus Steel. The Brazilian looking to try and get the bomb down. I think he could have spotted his leg there. Instead, the swing comes out. Steel doesn't really need to fight this. Going to take a slightly more elevated angle. Only has 41 HP and continues to peak. He almost hands that one away. Ooh, okay. Bit of damage onto Faven. Now, they were 5v3 in the last round to bring it back into their favor. So, with the amount of space they've gathered, it is very much possible that it still comes back. And Dennis is going to be picked off over towards Ivy. Steel, though, walking out into the open, has been caught by the boost. Brown seemingly just slipping away. And now Smooth is the last one left alive once again. Now, the loss bonus is peaked, so they will have extra money for the next round, although it's not particularly good on a couple of the players, but this is individual play after individual play. They are going to push through the smoke. A risk taken from shox, and again, it nets 1 kill. Steel really needed to trade that out. A bomb plant will at least give them, again, money for the next round, but as said previously, that doesn't really matter so much anymore. They need to start actually trying to win these. Cressy actually getting up close with the AWP. He's only got 16 HP, but I don't know if this is going to be expected by Steel whatsoever. The no-scope missed, but the full team has come pushing through. There's nothing that Steel can do. The AWP will be retrieved, and it's going to be another round that never really looked like Sprout were breaking a sweat. 8-1 into the lead.
Seeming to work too well here as a decent nade comes down. Spitty playing up close to personals. They try to push the smoke with no utility and already getting caught out. Now a Molotov thrown down, and Spitty is just laying down dominance on this inner bomb site.
Can we just get to map 3? I feel like we're already well on the way. Like, this isn't even damage being done at this point. They have done 0 damage as they pushed into the take, and the remaining players are sat with 45 HP between them. They're being held by the AWP. They're going to go for the boost to try and check over the top, and it's been spotted. And Smooya may have been low, but his head's going to be decapitated nonetheless. Dennis, well, again, it's another free 1v1 kill, and that's all that's really happening. Just individual battles across the map that... Okay, Cressy got punished. I suppose that's something at least. Smooya will do a little bit of extra damage, but at this stage, I don't think damage is the main issue here for the T side. I would actually like to see them put some extra pressure onto Ivy. Not that...
It seemed to be ending up that way with this match continuing. Speaking of Steel, he's going to get very aggressive here. Potentially looking to push the smoke to help the flashbang. Cressy as well, pretty much body blocking his opponents. Steel not able to get the kill. Site still being held onto by Sprout as it looks to get the bomb planted out for Movistar. Tempted out of Alex, getting sprayed down, and Favin will get the kill. The bomb won't go down. With a 4-on-2, it looks like the round, especially with Dennis behind one, looks like it should be over again. Now, Movistar chooses it for themselves, and Sprout's able to get the CT side, and they're up 12-1. I'm not saying that Sinners are better or worse necessarily than Movistar, but it's been like night and day for them. They're looking way more confident here. They're getting, well, obviously way more rounds than they did last time, and Movistar just doesn't seem to have much of an answer at all. Mopaw's able to push in towards the site, but Cressy, he's just going to punish him, sitting on top of the bomb train, and it's looking like, again, a 13th round for the CT side of Sprout. Smooya looking to have something to say about it. It's him and shox together. Able to get themselves 2 kills, so it's down to the 2-on-2. Look at the confidence. Slacks, hello?
What?
Smooya, hello? Oh, Smooya must have been scoped straight down or towards Ivy.
It is weird. I almost feel like for the last, like, maybe 3-4 rounds, they're almost doing it again. Like, another player's just going to run straight out of A main. Like, it's very easy at this point for there to just be a stack on the A site, for everybody just to be expecting these early plays to have utility put down, because they've not tried anything new. They haven't changed a single thing. And Sprout are going to win the half 14-1. They lose their map choice, and they come straight back with one of the most dominant halves we've seen in the entirety of this tournament.
If I did sit on it, I would truly be sitting on it because my legs would be touching the ground probably.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It would need to be a damn big fence to get your feet off the floor.
For you guys who don't know, I'm pretty tall.
Yeah, he's
I'm above
7'3".
average height. Oh, this is not looking good. Tease just jump straight down lower. Still can't connect the shot. Though Smooya, he's able to get himself a quick double. Bomb should be planted. And now it's coming down to the 4-on-3 retake. You can see Mopa's trying to push up the side. Smooya just taking it directly to them on top of the bomb train as high as he possibly can. And it seems like they've been able to overwhelm the T side. Bomb going to be stuck. Fiddy trying to come through with the P250, but there's so many angles for him to deal with. That this will be Movistar taking the pistol round. So the comeback. Not going to say it's on just yet. But now he will have Smooya there with the AWP. They're going to push down. Flashbang to help assist this one. Mopaz as well with the flash to counter this. He gets the first second with the FAMAS, and he will fall. But the damage has been done. Fiddy trying to peek out a little bit wide on top of the bomb train with the bomb will fall. And now Slacks by himself against 4. Gonna get the first, but Smooya again being as consistent as ever. And even though the score only is 14-4, as you pointed out, Smooya.
Ooh, that's probably not the start they were looking for either. Not sure how that kill wasn't through smoke. Counter-Strike, come on, pick that one up. There was a straight spam through. Alex hiding within a smoke, but this time it will fade. Flashbang goes through, but he's patient enough to catch off Cressy. So the early stages of this round looking good for Sprout have quickly dwindled. Blacks will at least bring one back. Smooya's still styling. Up to his 21st kill. In fact, he's now the top fragger in the server. There's a little bit of a joke. He will eventually fall, and of course, A 1v2 for Spitty is not out of the realms of possibility. Isolates Alex and now is waiting for Mopos. Has the right idea as well. Expecting Pop be the place his opponent comes from. The problem is the bomb position is arguably the worst, but the push through the smoke from Mopos. He wasn't expecting Spitty to still be waiting. And well, any hope.
Favin's trying to distract with the up and down ladder play. The problem was shox wasn't looking. And it's going to punish him for this. But now Alex, can he hit the shots they need? Incendiary comes through, but the wrong time to throw it. T's pushed past it. Luckily, Smooth's going to be here. It's going to be smoked off, flashed off, and Alex, who's back towards Ivy, is still going to be looking for that kill. Down to the 3-on-3. Mopos gets the 1. Spitty gets the instant headshot back onto him. So still down to the 2-on-2, but Smooth can't hit the shot. And now it's all on Alex to save this with the AWP in hand. What a flick onto Spitty, but he's got to find Cressy. You have to imagine this should be easy for the German. And there it is, 16-5. As Cressy's going to close that one out. And Sprout do indeed take their opponent's map choice and take us over to a third and final map here in our grand finals over on Mirage.
Sprout are going to do everything they can to stop them. And they start out on the T side. An aggressive take into middle. They've got the smokes down as well to give them a little bit of extra ground. But it is going to be shox to actually start things off. We saw some crazy clutches from him. But this is going to be a tough hold in this corner. Hoping to at least get one more kill before he's eventually put down. And while there's some damage done, I like this spot from Dennis, but he actually gets caught off from Smooya, who denies any further presence onto short. The nade will also land directly onto Slacks. But even still, with CT control, this is not going to be an easy take back from Movistar.
Yeah, all coming from the same angle, fighting a team all in the same angle, but Slacks, the timing on that peak was perfect. And now Favin there to help assist as well, gets the kill back onto Alex, and the finisher onto Smooya. And what a start here for Sprout. Favin getting 2 kills, Slacks getting 2, Cressy getting the 1.
If you manage to stay in, but it's not going to be the case this time. And while not really much invested at all, so it looks like Sprout, one of the things we sort of criticized in the matches previously was their inability to convert rounds. And this time, they're doing a very good job of it.
Hearing some decent damage being done, Slacks and Spitty low, but just no kills. And Dennis maybe looking to push stairs here as he hears the amount of shots riding off from this direction. And finally, the CTs are able to get the 1 kill, but it should be 1 and done as Dennis closes things out against Steel. Clean first 3 rounds for Sprout. Really continuing the domination they had in the last map. Remember,
maybe he can get a nice matching yellow one. That would be good. Quick push in from Spitty, though. And that's exactly what they were looking for. Steel with a quick response, but at the same time, a 3-on-3 after using an SMG is almost a sacrificial lamb. They're not going to be too unhappy with that. Nade thrown in, but there is still a few grenades left for the retake. Not any baited out because of how quickly the push actually came in. But it leaves a bit of an awkward spot now for Sprout, not really knowing how far forward some of these players have actually managed to get. They're going to go peeking, and shox is more than prepared for any sort of face. Favin, however, has managed to find a trade, but again, his patience pays off, and he just kills off all 3 people. Good retake from Movistar Riders, but a costly one at that. Mio seems to find this map maybe a little bit tougher than others. I feel like a lot of the obvious AWPing spots, especially into mid, are fairly easy to counter. Like, peeking anywhere near the window, I almost feel like you have to just be almost feeling it. Like, you have to be hitting every single shot that comes your way to play that angle. Even if you're doing it in, like, a matchmaking game, you need to be ballsy to try and take those plays. Well, yeah, definitely is one of those players. I won't take that away from him. Dennis is just causing havoc. He may go down here. Oh, no, he won't. He's baited Steel into the peak. How's he got away with this much? An extra couple of kills for him, and sure, Favin goes down, but it's left into basically a 4v1, mainly because Mopos is probably not going to have much of a part in this round. The smoke goes through. shox, that didn't even look like it should have connected onto anyone, so maybe he can deny them, but the peek out into the arms of Slacks leaves Mopos to try and pull this back. A 1v3 turn 2 seems unlikely, especially with Slacks' current positioning.
3 kills for Slacks. It all started with the kill on Smooya.
in towards the B side. They've thrown out counter utility, and you can see the CTs are trying to play through it, play around it. This could work perfectly. Look at the position of Mopos. They've almost traded places, and he could peek out behind them. And they still seem to have absolutely no idea where they just got killed from. He's still within the smoke. They have to try and go for this safer plant. The spam through the box isn't going to deny it, but does at least do a fair amount of damage. And there is nothing that Slacks can do here. That was excellently played after losing that first player for Movistar to get themselves back into the round. Smoke will give them a little bit of connector control, but more importantly, it moves the positions of some of these players, and I think it could be a problem. Smooya, though, he's got the support from shox to make sure he didn't go down. There was a world where I see Cressy swing and managed to find that kill, and instead Smooya's just started to destroy them as they try and attempt a push into this A site. Cressy.
At least Cressy's going to be able to save the AK into the next round. You have to pick up the pace here, hope for some very early kills. As we've seen this smoke before, we've seen Mopos play around it. This time Steel not going to be going for that route. He's actually going to sit back inside the site. Mopos going to push in through kitchen, and here comes the push. 8 seconds left to go. Steel's not seen. 6 seconds. The bomb's now down, and that should be the round. All done. Robin get 1 kill, get a second as well. I didn't expect him to pull off the second shot, and now he has to be careful to not die after time.
Oh dear, oh dear. Those extra couple of kills that Faven got, it's not gonna... Still seems to be up there with the best. The head taken off, and now the run boost going to come through. They could look to try and make this one costly, and if they miss the second player pushing, never mind. However, Faven, again, picks off another. This is starting to get dangerous. Mopos will keep it at least in their favor, but with Smooya low, they do have to be a little bit careful.
Bomb's still stuck, though. At least this attention out of Spitty's forcing 2 players to head back towards the B site. Maybe have an opening for Cressy to get on towards A. With that kill coming through into shox, he might be able to get the bomb down. And there's a very real possibility he could pull this off 1v2. But switching to the AWP, I'm not so sure about that.
So I don't actually know what the plan is here. The second he makes a sound, that Smooya going to realize, and, well, no head armor, so that P250 is as deadly as ever. Now, they're going to go through and pretty much clear out every angle in mid just to make sure that there isn't going to be anybody flanking. And in fact, the fact that there isn't anybody rotating through back into middle makes this a fairly poor after plant position. They basically just got to hold back towards the ramp, which can be very difficult to do. Already, the first player cleared out. There's a man on the defusal. They need to start spamming, and it's just not happening. Finally, we are going to see the drop, but it's too little too late. It's already been diffused. I don't like that after plant from Sprout. I have to admit, I think that was too reliant on Dennis's flank, and
pretty much gone. Dwindled away. No aggression this time really out of Movistar, except Smooya trying to go for the shot from short. And with the smoke there, he might have the angle. Yeah, he'll take down Spitty. So finally, Movistar get a man advantage. But the problem is they've left A completely open. Dennis, just like on Nuke, penetrating the defenses from Movistar. But will they expect shox to be inside Palace? I have to assume they know there's going to be a player there. Cressy trying to stick the bomb. And there it is. Faven covering that one off. Well played by Sprout to cover each other's angles, and it's down now to the 3-on-3.
That's the perfect spot to go for that retake, and the remaining players realize, well, without him, without the time, we have to just fall back. So a similar position for Movistar, having to try and retake that A site, and it does seem like they might be about to go for that split towards B still. They've been able to get short control fairly easily in this round. I mentioned that the battle for mid wasn't too successful, and they've fallen back into the site. Slacks with an important entry, though. They might not expect 2 players to be here, but Smooya with a missed shot. It's actually shox doing the damage with a Deeg instead, and he's not going to connect anything. Frustration for Smooya and the whole of Movistar, because he was given 3 opportunities to find a kill and comes away with nothing.
To be fair to him, though, it's not very often that happens, as Alex looking to pick up the slack, completely blinded up. And with him falling, it's up to Mopos, 1 against 2. Luckily, the burning's coming on to slack, so it repositions him. But the player inside of apartments making it very difficult for him to even go for any sort of defuse. And the jump comes in, trying to bait the shot out of slacks. He's going to fall, and Sprout will get the guaranteed first half lead here at the end of our 3rd map.
They're going to clear out any of the close positions, but again, just like the last few rounds, there's been gamble stacks. Movistar Riders have been taking risks. As the push came into B last round, there was 3 players waiting. This time, there's going to be 4 waiting on A.
Well, Mopaz is on the flank. If he can pick up the pace, I'm able to catch him off guard as the execute comes straight through, and Smooya, not even seeing a player, is getting spammed through the box. Shox able to get a second. I don't even know he hits that shot onto Spitty, but might have just given it a chance here for Movistar. Alex needs to back away to stay alive. Mopaz is finally here to join the party, but finally as he gets there, Slax decides to turn around. He reads the timing, and Alex left alone against 3. At least 2 of them are one-shottable. And the flashes from the enemy team are actually helping him out to get in a good position as he gets the first. But the last 2 to find! Down to the 1-on-1 up against Dennis. Oh! What a closer out of Alex! The 1v3 clutch and the defuse on top. He'll save this half from going further away from Movistar's hopes as they do get themselves. And Mopaz taking the angle up close, but Dennis already gooshed down to 8 HP. He's going to have to back off, and with Smooth getting that kill, bomb should be going down, and I don't know how Dennis gets out of this ladder room. Well, he doesn't. That's the answer.
When are we going to get the old school raid boss back? Like, where we get the, like, drop a P250 and you keep your arm. I want that, like, it was pretty ridiculous for a very, very long time.
And players rotating back towards B because of the information that Dennis has been able to give them. So Movistar, if they hit this B site, they're running into a trap. Comes down to Sprout hitting their shots, though, as looking for the pressure on towards short, and unfortunately Slacks can't hit it. But will Movistar expect this many players to be here? Can Dennis rotate in quick enough? The question's going to be answered here momentarily as Cressy just trying to stay alive to buy the time. And there's Dennis to strike with 2. Leave it down to a 1-on-3. Alex, you did it before to win the 7th round for Movistar Riders in the first half. Can you do it again with the Mac 10?
I feel like in most cases Lightning doesn't strike twice, so Alex would have to do something truly phenomenal, getting a little bit closer, but the weaponry on the other side really isn't anything to harp on. And this time, Spitty shuts him down before any notion of a clutch can be had. For the German side. Okay, shox just comes bouncing in. Oh, that's the fastest I've ever seen anybody make the jump off the bench. Or maybe that was off a teammate's head. Might have made it a bit easier. Going for a Goomba stomp or 2. At least get 1 kill. It's not really anything to write home about, and the weaponry's definitely going to be retrieved, so even still, Mopaz is going to manage to win that battle, but I don't know if they'll expect Cressy to actually be here. The first is for free and actually comes up with a double. Sure, shox has found a kill elsewhere, but it's come back to an uneven scenario. I think they've realized there might be a stack in this direction, but look at Slacks. Slacks, yeah, that looked like a free kill from his side, but he's not going to find anything. However, the information he's garnered sets up Spitty perfectly. The timing really couldn't be much better. He doesn't know where the second player is, though. And Smooya will make this close. A 1v1 scenario, a bomb plant into the favor of Movistar. And Slacks will look to try and round this corner. He saw him in the connector last, and that might be what actually ends Smooya. Not quite expecting him to come from CT just yet, although he has switched his angle. Maybe spotting just a pixel, which might be enough to give things away. Pushing up close, and the no-scope's not going to connect. The Brit will drag them through a round, claim the AWP for his own, and also take his spot at the top of his team.
The crucial round for both these 2 teams. We could see things all tied at 11 for Movistar. Eventually see Sprout get up to 13. Looks like the flashes and the push coming very quickly in towards the B site, but they have a decent stack here with 3 players. They have the ops to support, and Movistar falling 1 by 1. Smooya's going to respawn. He clutched out the last round, but with 4 players left for him to find.
He's mentioned that AWP battle, and I think we both leaned in favor of Smooya, but credit where credit is due. Slacks has been fantastic today. More Favin there is that secondary AWP, just waiting patiently for any sort of peak. 12-9, money. Oh.
A little awkward there.
I think they might. But that's something. I'd take that as a win if you're on the Movistar side. The question is, can they now do anything with it? Smooya's managed to retrieve a rifle, and Alex has gained a bit of space. He's got to be careful, though, because there's still Dennis lurking around mid. I imagine he's going to try and keep things nice and quiet, and the fact that the bomb is definitely not planted in an ideal position. Smooya will at least be able to get 1, but the second the shot's taken,
might be a little bit difficult, and with... I think that's Dennis actually pushed through underground. They know it's coming to the A site. And Cressy's just trying to reposition before the T's do arrive. Look at that little boost up for a Molotov, though. Interesting. Throws it directly on top of site towards triple, and Oh, I don't know what Mopaz was doing, but luckily for him, shox is going to be there to pick up the slack.
Slack's hoping to try and find something through the smoke, and well, this needs to be a kill, but instead Dennis is spotted by Smooya. Now this falls into a save. There's no way they come back from that. They were gambling quite heavily, that almost turmoil, because I think he has to drop a couple of guns here for them to really get anything going.
Well, on that note of the A push, there's no one really to stop Alex. Favin's playing back towards spawn. Luckily for them, it's going to be heading back towards the B site, however. And Dennis, who's retreated away from his forward position towards short, looking for some kills, but he's only able to get the first. At least the bomb has been spotted. And Slacks, well, he's looking to put up some major frags here. Get this round towards their side. Op the op, and Slacks able to take down Alex. Now Smooya trying to push through with the shotgun up. Gets the first, gets the missed shot, though, coming out of Favin. He will at least have the 1-on-2 here. And he manages to get the bomb down in the meantime. But we expect the player to push in from behind him. He spots him out at the perfect time. It's like he's got a sixth sense. Repossession comes in, but time is taken away. So many angles for him to worry about. So many players for him to deal with. He's got to force the 1v1, but Cressy's going to peek out the window at the right time. And Sprout, they're now on championship point. Yeah, I believe it was Mopaz who needed that one kill at least as he was hiding in sight. And then Cressy just pops over the top and takes him down. The execute gonna come through, and it all comes down to this. Can Sprout close it out here in our 26th round, or can Movistar fight them way back and take it to another? A lot of flashes being thrown in early as Mopaz gets spammed down through the smoke. Already man advantage going over to Sprout as shox. He's down to 24 HP, but luckily the bomb should be planted. Steal!
Oh no.
Not how you want to go out if you're Movistar, Tom.
No, that could be the way that the match actually ends. Cressy, he's just going to run riot. He might have just ended this game. It's down to Smooya in a 1 versus 3 to try and save them. And it's all gone wrong in the final round. Turns out planting in fire might not be the way to go about it, but who cares? Sprout, they have earned themselves the victory again. A slow start in this series, but they come back even stronger in the final 2 maps.